Okay, so this is a tutorial on creating this mini stereo box. It's really small. Yeah. Very peculiar. If I'm not mistaken, this is a stereo box, but then there's no holes to plug it in, or you know what I mean, like a some kind of jack or power cord. I don't see any holes. Anyway, so um, I'm gonna. So I imported the photo references, but I did not import the schematic drawings. At this point, it's not really necessary because you know for schematic drawing is good in the sense that to include to your portfolio, and that you understand the 2D aspect of it, of drawing the lines and where the lines converges, and the proportions in you know in the light of it being a 2D object, and how that will translate into a 3D object. So but right now I'm just going to go right into modeling using the image references. Okay, so I'm gonna grab all of this. Right, these are my free image plane. Right, so over here, create free image plane, and I grabbed it. It's here, right? Outliner. I'm gonna go to my display. While these are still selected, they have to be selected. You click on this, the last one right there. Double click that. Underscore octagonal stereo box photos. Right? Name it. Okay, good. So, I don't really need to name these over here. Yeah, I could. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. I'll do it. Top photo. Side photo. I'm also naming it because I'll probably make copies of some of these to bring forward. So for example, I have one back here, so I can model while looking, model, and then if I wanted to, I could make a copy of this and this, right? I selected those, Control D, I made a copy, and I bring it forward, okay, so that I can kind of look at it more close up, so I get both views. And you notice how it's dark compared to this one, right? Go to the attribute editor, invert view. Again, invert view, and it fixes it. And make sure to remember these, write these down, because you'll be doing the same thing for the character modeling. So just make sure you guys do it. Okay, now from here, what am I gonna do? Well, let's make a shape. Well, let's look at here. Basic shape is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a box, right? And then from there, it goes 1, 2, 3, and then I have one over here, right? So 1, 2, 3, one over here, 1, 2, 3, one over here, 1, 2, 3. And then inside of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So this outside is right now whatever. This is just extra noise. This is just, you know, adding top of what this is. So like this stuff and this stuff right here, this little stuff that will throw you off, this can be done later where you just either push it in or yeah, you push it in or you offset it. The main important one is this shape. This is your footprint, your guideline to where everything else will build from and shape from and extrude from this shape right here. Okay, so this shape is what we're going after first. Everything else is secondary and just make things complicated. Create polygon primitives. Let's make a cube. Press F. Right. Under its inputs, channel box, inputs, polycube 1. 2. Yeah, you know what? 2 as well. Same procedure like I mentioned before. Spacebar, spacebar. I'm in my side view. This should say right. This should say front and front. Top, top. Oh, I moved it. You saw that? See, just doing that middle mouse by accident. See, that will already throw you off. I like to do middle mouse so I can activate the view, but you can actually accidentally move it too. It's a horrible thing to deal with. Okay, next, I want these on. These are my poly counts. You know, my vertices, edges, faces. This is to troubleshoot. We're gonna go display, heads up display, poly count. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down. Press D as in David, and then hold V as in Victor with that arrow here, right? Grab the arrow end tip, snap it down. Press W to get out of the tool. Always press W, get out of the tool. Anything that you do, an action or a tool, a command that you do, like extrusion, always press W to get out of the tool. If not, you'll do something else and something else will happen and potentially screw up the model. Okay, so I'm always making sure of my front view. I'm gonna lift it up to ground plane, front. 0.5. Translate Y is 0.5. I'm gonna name this. First thing to do is name it. Octagonal stereo box. Alright, so everything's named. Here, everything's done. Streamline. Press R. We'll scale it. Okay, here. It's too fat. This is my main shape. Excuse me. Here. Right, that should do it. And this one, you see how I'm looking like this and looking like that? That's annoying. So I could just rotate it. Press J for J as in jam. and I have it on set to rotate, which is E. So I'm gonna press J as in jam to do snap rotate. So I only needed this, right? Might bring it over, maybe bring it down a bit. I'm looking at it like that. See, this and this. This helps a lot. Okay, so I blocked out my shape. Yeah, definitely don't need that upright. And then even this, I should rotate that. Press E for rotate, J for jam, pop pop. And I know that's perfect right angle because of the rotation is at 90. I can model. This one's good. This one probably could rotate too. Press E, press J, and press E2 for rotate tool. Hold on J as in jam to snap it, like that. Alright, good. Alright, so now let's mess around. Right? I'm gonna try to keep the editing down to minimal. I just literally don't have time to edit everything out clean. So I'm gonna bring it forward, grab that. And I like to show wireframe on shaded, which is Alt 5. I want to make this dent, 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 dent. Select it, right click and hold, go to edges, double click. I like to press Q to hide that, because for when I do my tutorials, hold on shift, double click with my left mouse, oops, turn it over, hold on shift, double click, hold on shift, double click, shift right click, okay, and I'm holding them, bevel edge, pop. Alright, fraction is obviously too much, 0.25, it's good. And I like to resize this because it's originally really small, but I'm going to make it like that. So 0.25, I like that. I think, yeah, looking at it. Might be, I don't know, 0.3, 0.3, I mean 0.23. That could be better. Yeah. You don't forget, 0.25. Right, that way we get equal increments. And then that's that. I'm gonna press W to get out of the tool. Always press W, get out of the tool. Right click, go to object mode. Right click and, you know, flick your mouse over to object mode. Okay, so from here, I mean, I could try to approach the outer shell, right? So the outer shell. The outer shell is basically extrusion of this. You know, this and this, this, this. This is all of this. This is that. This is that. This is that. This is that. Ignoring this stuff, right? Right now, that's just secondary. Secondary shapes that'll just cause more headache to think about for now. Looking from the top view, right? So it does dent in. Okay. Well, let's try it out then. All right, so I paused the video and I did all the steps to show what's gonna happen. So if I remember correctly, first was this. I'll get that the hell out of my way. Oh no, first is to get image references, much more. So like this one right here, right? That way this, you'll be able to read this stuff. And also this. Right? But also understanding that here, right? Right there. So you got all of this data going on, right? Yeah, whole bunch of stuff. And then there's this one right here, right? And I notice how this here, right? Oh, that's horrible. Okay, so I noticed that, and then only certain things pop out, right? Only certain things pop out. Like these guys pop out. These guys pop out. Only these. These guys stay the same, right? See that? Only those. And then here's this one too. Just to confirm it. See right there? These guys, you know, are flat. And these other ones pop out. So that was really important to realize. And then so here, next step. So we got this. Next step is this. To put these on. Okay. Those were at what? 0.8, 0.9. Okay. So those lines. After those lines is adding these. Here. Here. Alright, here, here. Alright, all of these here. All of these lines. The reason why is that we're laying out the blueprint, right? To pull out of from later on. Right? To do these guys. Here, see this line and this line, this and this is this and this. We're laying that down before doing anything. From there, I just extruded. I did extrude. So did extrude. Then from there, I only selected certain faces. I see. I only selected certain faces. Right. When I only selected certain faces off of him, I extruded out. Okay, and this is what it looks like. But you notice, even though it's pretty darn close, what's next is they taper down. After they taper down, right? But that has to be modeled in. Taper down, taper down, taper, taper over here, taper over here, taper over here. I mean, so it gets slanted. You know, over here, slanted, slanted, and this is the end result. See, very clean. And not the end result, but the next is gonna be extruding in for these. See that? All I did was just extrude in. I selected those faces and extruded in. Finally, after extruding in, I performed a offset. so it causes a taper. And that's pretty much everything. Alright, so that's gonna be I'm gonna leave that as part 2 because this is already 20 minutes. Yeah, so it'll be part 2. Okay.